This is He Knows Everything, bringing you that heat and far. Let's talk about it, man. See, LeBron James gets a pass. And the pass that LeBron James gets is when the Los Angeles Fakers are not doing what they're supposed to, LeBron James gets a pass of basically, it's as if what he did doesn't matter. No. His feet has to be held to the fucking fire. Let me say it again. His feet has to be held to the fire. When we sit here and we look at LeBron James is a product of a basketball player who's the most overrated basketball player the NBA's ever seen. He knows everything's been telling you guys this stuff for years. You have to look at what brings LeBron James together. You have to look at what brings him together as a basketball player. His identity, his affiliation, his abbreviation, his appropriation, and his certification doesn't match up. What we see is nothing but excuses. And if we're contextualizing it, excuses. Excuses are always made. He's balling out of control. So it's, just because everybody else is not balling out of control. They don't say this type of stuff with Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan doesn't get the job done, they blame him. They don't say this about Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant doesn't get the job done, they blame him. This is what real leadership looks like. A leader is supposed to take accountability and blame when they fuck up. When the team fucks up. That falls on them. That falls on how people view them in terms of their leadership capabilities and in terms of what they bring to the table from that aspect. It falls on them. They fall on the sword of that. No one else does. And if we're being honest with ourselves, and we're not being biased, we're not being, i.e., brain full of mush and brainwashed doodlehead Lebrontards, then we can see this for what it is. LeBron James is not the basketball player that you guys think that he is. In actuality, he is not the basketball player that you guys think that he is. He knows everything, always been saying this. But people are not paying attention. They're not listening to these cardinal truths, these cardinal facts, and these cardinal rules. LeBron James has been given the most excuses. This is what his legacy is going to be. The legacy of a basketball player who's been given the most excuses ever. Who's been basically told forever and a day that he is this way, or he is that way, or he is this way, or he is that way. When in actuality and in reality, and if we're being honest with ourselves and we're telling ourselves the truth here, LeBron James is not the player that you guys think that he is. In actuality, he is everything that he is not. So we have to be honest here. We have to tell ourselves the truth. And we can't sit here and run against that. We can't run against ideologies. We can't run against truth-telling fashion. We can't run against what is presented in front of us that tells us that something's not adding up. The Fakers are in the positions that they're in. They're a 9th seed. And you see Lebrontards making excuses. They're getting on the Nets. At least the Nets are a 6th seed. And we know clearly once Kevin Durant went down, his MVP, most valuable player, has proven itself. He's gone down. They jumped all the way down to 6. This is a team that was number 1, number 2, fighting for number 1, number 2 consistently, religiously. Let me say it again. Fighting for number 1 and number 2 consistently and religiously, and they get shot down to 6. And you know why they get shot down to 6? They get shot down to 6 seed because Kevin Durant's not there. That shows you value intrinsically and extrinsically. But what is LeBron James? What is LeBron James's excuse for him basically being in a precarious situation where the Fakers are stinking it up? They were stinking it up when he was there. When he was on the basketball court, they were a 7th and an 8th seed continuously. And they got jumped down to 9. So that's his value. It's a lot of things that make you say love. It's a lot of things that make you say love. We have to be honest here, man. And let's not lie, let's not sugarcoat, and let's tell the truth. That when it's all said and done, LeBron James is not the basketball player that you guys think that he is. And like He Knows Everything's been telling you from day one, he is in actuality not the basketball player that you guys ever thought that he was. That's the cool party. That's the unadulterated. That's the cutthroat truth telling fashion. So when it's all said and done, we're being honest with ourselves. and we're telling ourselves these truths, we know that LeBron James has failed these fakers. He's failed them miserably. He's failed them regrettably. He's failed them unmistakably, and he's failed them consistently. This is He Knows Everything. Check it out.